The Fishing Lure Encyclopedia, Crawlers. This is episode 15 of our hardbait series, and for this final installment I want to talk about something special, a lure that's often overlooked by beginners. The crawler. It's not the most common lure. It's not the most efficient search bait. And honestly, plenty of anglers fish for years without ever owning one. But once you've actually seen a crawler moving across the surface, that rhythmic chug-chug-chug pushing water, and then witnessed a fish absolutely explode on it from below, you'll understand why this lure has stood the test of time. Modern crawlers generally fall into two categories. The first type has a pushing plate at the front of the mouth. Think of it as a plastic or metal plate extending forward from the head. When you retrieve, this plate catches the water first, pushing it outward to both sides. The water's reaction force swings the lure body left and right, producing a steady, rhythmic gurgling sound across the surface. These crawlers have a stable, easy-to-start action with a very consistent cadence. They're perfect for open shallow flats, grass edges, dock pilings, tree stumps, and night fishing. This isn't a lure for covering huge stretches of water fast. It's designed for working specific spots, crawling past likely holding areas meter by meter, methodically. The second type features wing structures on the sides of the body. These look more dramatic, metal or plastic wings, sometimes propeller-like blades on both sides. During the retrieve, the wings alternately push water, almost like something thrashing its way forward across the surface. The key difference from the front bill type is that the water disturbance comes from the body sides rather than the head. These side wing crawlers make more of a splash 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 sound. Some metal wings even create light clicking against the body or hardware, producing a crisper, more attention-grabbing noise. Another characteristic of side wing crawlers is their larger action amplitude. They don't just push water, they rock and sway side to side, almost like a heavy, clumsy creature desperately paddling after falling in. This makes them easier for fish to detect from a distance. So how does a crawler actually catch fish? Most crawlers on the market are insect-shaped, and many beginners simply think of them as bug imitations. That's partly right, they can represent a drowning insect, a frog, a mouse, a small bird struggling on the surface. But what really makes them deadly isn't resembling any specific creature. It's their ability to consistently deliver three types of stimulation. First, surface disturbance. Fish see the water surface completely differently than we do from the bank. To many predatory species, ripples, silhouettes, bubbles, and turbulent water are signals. Something up there might be injured. Something might be unable to escape. Something might be food. The crawler's signature is that its disturbance isn't just one or two splashes, it's continuous and rhythmic. As it crawls along, it leaves an unmistakable trail across the water. That trail helps fish lock onto its position. Second, low-frequency vibration in sound. Fish don't just hunt by sight. They detect water displacement and vibration through their lateral line. The pulses created by a crawler's pushing action travel along the surface and through the shallow water column. In poor light, stained water, night fishing, or under overcast skies, these vibrations matter more than color. This is why many experienced anglers rely on crawlers for catfish. Catfish depend heavily on their lateral line and hearing. Their eyesight is terrible, but they can absolutely feel something up there making a steady, rhythmic racket, something that sounds clumsy and easy to catch. Third, instinct triggering. Not every surface strike comes from a hungry fish. It might be territorial defense. It might be irritation at an annoying sound. It might be a predator seeing a slow-moving target enter its strike zone and reacting purely on reflex. The crawler's rhythm is unique. It's not a single pop and pause like a popper. It's not a rapid zigzag escape like a walk the dog bait. It steadily pushes across the surface, sound constantly present, presence never fading, but moving slowly. To a fish, this looks like something chaseable, catchable, and honestly kind of annoying. That's why crawler strikes are often not subtle sips, they're violent surface explosions. Now, is the crawler just a base lure? Absolutely not. Largemouth bass are certainly the classic crawler target, they love ambushing from cover, striking upward from grass edges and shadows. The crawler's slow, noisy surface presentation perfectly matches their hunting style. But any surface-feeding predator can theoretically hit a crawler. In freshwater environments, beyond bass, you're looking at snakehead, mandarin fish, coulter, yellowcheek carp, and barracuda. Even some shallow water cruisers that feed on drowning insects and small fish can respond to a crawler. That said, just because they can bite doesn't mean a crawler is always the optimal choice. So why is the crawler so underrated? People often say, crawlers are fun, but I wouldn't actually fish with one. They call it a novelty bait. I think that's unfair. Yes, its clumsy crawling action makes some anglers dismiss its efficiency compared to other topwater baits. But in the right conditions, a crawler has irreplaceable qualities. Night fishing along banks. Slow searching grass edges and the outer edges of islands. Late autumn and early winter shallow bays. Bridge pillar shadows. Dock and floating platform edges. Stained water where you need a strong surface signal. It can do things other lures simply cannot, maintaining powerful surface presence at an extremely slow speed. That's not novelty. That's a tool. So let me summarize. Crawlers are an old-school but far from outdated category of surface hardbaits. They don't catch fish by simply looking like something, they catch fish through continuous surface disturbance, low-frequency vibration, sound stimulation, and the predatory instinct triggered by a slow, vulnerable target. They're not the most efficient all-purpose lure, and you don't need to pack one every trip. But when the conditions are right, a crawler can call fish up from below in a way that nothing else can. It's slow. It's noisy. It's awkward. But sometimes, that's exactly what the big ones are waiting for. This wraps up our hard bait series. Next time you open your tackle box and spot that dusty crawler in the corner, maybe give it a chance. Slow down, steady your retrieve, listen to it chug its way back across the surface, and wait for that explosion. The hard bait encyclopedia ends here. Our soft bait series is coming soon. If there's something you want to see covered, drop a comment below. Subscribe for practical fishing knowledge that actually works on the water. Fishing knowledge that actually works on the water.